We have reached the final topic, the last topic in the term 3 final exam. Before I continue with the topic, I just want to say that I hope you're benefiting from these videos. I can see many comments. I'm very grateful for them because I can see many of you are asking genuine doubts. That means you're learning. Sometimes it takes me a while to get back to you. I'm sorry for that, but I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And just not watching the videos, I want you even to practice it, write and study. Whenever asked to pause the video, please do pause and try it by yourself and then look for the answers. So I hope you're doing the revision very well. Not only just watching the video, even by yourself, you need to practice more and more problems. I want to thank all of you, those who like my videos, who share my videos, who are subscribed to my channel. Every single like, every single subscriber, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you guys. Now we will go to the last topic. It is about radicals, and it's just adding, subtracting, or multiplying radicals. It's not that difficult, it's easy, but you should know what is radical. Radical is something like this. This is a radical symbol. Now it can be it's called a root symbol as well. It can be a square root if the power is 2, or if it's nothing, it's considered to be 2. It can be an odd radical when it's 3. It can be 4, 5, anything. Now let's see how we will solve this. You're asked to simplify all at once. Anyways, sorry, my animation didn't work well. Over here, you must make sure you can simplify these values. How do we simplify? Is basically, now look over here, 45, right? How can you factor 45? There are various ways to factor 45. One is 9 by 5. The first option that pops to my mind is 9 by 5 because it's having 5. How many times 5? 5 times 9 times 5 is 45. This is the most prominent factor you will get, rather than 15 times 3 is also 45. But if you're thinking about 15 times 3, look over here, you can't get anything as square. This will be a roadblock. So avoid this one. Take another term. Now when I see over here 9, I can write this as 3 square into 5. Now 5 can't be reduced any further, whereas 9 can be reduced as 3 square. So the 6 is out. Over here, you're reducing this by like this. Now same way over here, 4 times 3. 12 is 4 times 3, and you can write 4 as 2 square times 3. 20 is again 4 times 5. So you need to try and dissolve them into smaller factors, and you need to make sure some of the terms can be removed out of the square root. Now if you look carefully, this radical can be splitted. We directly do many steps, but in fact these are all the steps, exact steps. Use the product property of radicals. Basically, this one can be split separately. Okay, now over here you can see this radical cancels with this, whereas over here you can't simplify. This will remain as it is. Square root 5, no, you will get a rational, you will get a decimal number which will be recurring, so don't, just keep it like that. And x will always remain. See, in the last answer also it will just be like that. It might change if you have other terms with the same radical. Let's see the other terms. Over here, square root 2 square. This cancels. It will be just 2 root 3. Here it's 6 multiplied by 3 root 5x. 2 root 3. What about the last term? Minus 3. This becomes 2 root 5. What next? You can see there is root 5 and root 5 over here same. So this is important. Before that, let's multiply all this inside. 6 times 3 is 18. Root 5. 2 root 3. See, this root 3 will not be touched because there is no other term that has having 2 root 3. So that will be there in the final answer directly. Whereas over here, this is minus 6 root 5. Now you can do 18 minus 6. What is the answer? 12. So 12 root 5x plus 2 root 3. It is just simple simplifications. That is it. This is how we get the answer. That's the answer. Now you can easily solve them. They're not difficult. They are very, very easy. Now if you're thinking what just happened over here, Look, they are just simplified it. This root 2 will not change. Whereas this one is 4 root 2. Look, I'll write over here. 8 is 4 times 2. And now 4 is basically 2. So you can write this as 2 square and it goes out 2 root 2. Okay, you need to plus. Now what about 50? You need to think of few factors over here. Um, you can think various factors. Now one factor is 25 into 2, isn't it? Why 25? Because 25 is root 5. So I can write 5 root 2. And now look at this. All are in terms of root 2. Well and good. I can easily simplify this. 5 plus 2 is how much? 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. So it will be 8 root 2. Yes, that's the answer. So this is how you simplify it. Do it for all the others by yourself. If it's minus, you need to subtract. If it's plus, you need to add it up. Sometimes you may not get all as the same radical. Sometimes it may vary. But here, see now, for example, here, your root 7x and 14. These cannot be solved. They'll remain as it is. Just now we solved this problem, right? Here also, there are two terms which cannot be solved. So it depends. Now, if it's numbers, it's pretty easy. You can just resolve, and you can also try using your calculator. So what you can do is you can check. You need to do the steps, at least 3-4 steps, but you can check the answer in your calculator easily and confirm. That's the thing. Um, Now then, over here again, this animation is a problem. But anyways, you're multiplying. Fine, it's very simple, just that these numbers will be multiplied outside. You can see this 4 and 3 will be multiplied outside. Now over here, since the radical is having the same power, it's very simple. All of this can be written inside, but make sure you're multiplying this with this. So you can see the radical is same, minus 10x squared y to the power 6 into 16y power 4 y power 4, x power 4 and y power 4. Now what do you do is you need to simplify the 10, right? Radical 10, it must be simplified. And one more thing, remember, it doesn't matter there is minus 1 or plus 1, because it's an odd power. It's not imaginary, it is proper, okay, because it's odd power. Now then, here 10 is 5 times 2. Okay, that's what it's splitted, and this minus can be written as minus 1. Now look over here, this minus 1 can be split out. Minus 1, sorry, all of them can be split out, right? What is the answer? If you put in the calculator, you will get as negative 1. So that is why we write it and we take it out. See, the final answer will have negative over here. So that's the answer, is it? Okay. Again, this is hanging, I believe. Anyways, I'll just tell you over here. It is 4 times 3, 12. This radical, we are just multiplying. Then 12 over here is the answer. And now we are splitting all this. Minus 1 is important, so we can remove it out. And what about this x squared, y to the power 4, everything? Okay, I forgot about the 16. What is 16? Now 16 you can write in various ways. The simplest among all is, now since you are 1 2 over here, 16 is 2 to the power 4. You must remember this, because this 2 to the power 4, even 2 to the power 5, you need to keep in your mind. Or you can just easily, just put it in the calculator and find, because these are some important terms, because they'll come handy many times. Okay, 2 to the power 5 is basically 32. Now over here you have 2 and 2 to the power 4. The power adds up, you will have 2 to the power 5 term. So now basically this and this cancels out and you will get a 2 outside. That is the reason why we are doing that. And what about these powers? Always remember this variables. Always remember, whenever you are having variables, you add the power. When you multiply two variables, you add the powers. See, 6 plus 4. Now what is happening is you must be very conscious on this outside radical number. So your main goal is to get everything in terms of 5. Now don't just add this. 4 plus 2 will be 6. No, I will write it as 6 to the power 5 into 6. Why? Because this can be removed out, isn't it? This cancels off and you will get the answers x radical this thing 5. So that's the reason. So you can see the final over here answer. The same thing, what happens is y10, that is fine because it's a multiple of phi. So basically, this is, you will have 2 y phi, and over here again, y phi. So this is what we are doing. Now you will have two of these terms. So that is why we keep them in terms of multiples of phi, because the radical is phi over here. And then all you need to do is simplify. You can see over here, this is simplified, simplified, simplified everywhere. And now wherever the this can be solved, over here this cancels off, this remains, whereas this x and y x to the power phi and root phi will cancel, and this will be 2. So remaining, you're remaining with so much, and that is basically the answer. Now this can't be the answer. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, it's simplified. What is simplified? Basically, all the numbers are multiplied. You can use your calculator over here. Minus 12 times 2 is 24, and here you have x and y squared, and what is remaining inside radical? It's your phi and the x, so it is phi x. That is the answer. So similarly, you can try other problems. You can use your calculator at times just to verify, but do the steps. Now the step over here would be writing 3 into 8, then writing everything together. Okay, 10yz. Now next step would be, what is the answer? We had square root. How can you simplify this? Now there are many methods. You can do 2 into 5, or you can multiply this 50 and 25 into 2. There are so many, but now the simpler method would be, this can be written as phi, isn't it? It'd be phi into phi into 2. Why? 10 is 5 times 2. And then there is y and y, that is y square and z. Now this phi and to phi is phi square. Now look, what and all is removed out. 3 into 8 is, 8 3 is a 24. Phi is removed out, multiply by phi, multiply by y, and you're remaining with 2z. So the final answer would be 120. 24 times phi is 120, y root 2z. So that's the answer. Similarly, please do try the others. They are very straightforward. Once you understand the concept, it is really, really straightforward. Okay, then we have some real world problem. These are again same because you're just adding or multiplying, you know. Now you can see over here, there are two trampoline runways at gymnastic practice facility. Both runways are root 3 meters wide. Okay. One is 6 root 3 meter long and the other is 5 root 3 meter. What is the area? Now, how do you find the area? Area is multiplication. So this is the length and you just multiply it over here. Let me do it in the calculator. But now here you must remember one thing. When you read it, you understand both runways. See, now this is one runway and this is one more runway. Okay, this is the running area. They're both root 3 meters wide. This is length. But one of the length, sorry, this is width. Length over here is 5 root 2 and 6 root 3. So the length varies. So you need to solve the total area. That means you need to add this. So your equation would be, you should draw this basically, a simple diagram. And then you need to write the area of this is 5 root 2 into root 3 plus 6 root 3 into root 3. I'll just do it directly in the calculator now. 5 root 2 times root 3 plus, sorry, it should be outside, plus 6 root 3 times root 3. The answer is 18 plus 5 root 6. That's the answer. Now over here, you're just doing, but you need to do it just how we have done. Okay, make sure we do it by the methods. And the last one is a simple one, so you need to do this by yourself. Now, read the problem properly. It says that Jayla walks 5 blocks north. You need to know north, south, east, west. And from here, you need to do a Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now, since this Pythagoras theorem, I'll just do this because it's not that hard, but I'll do this one. You need to know the diagram. Make sure when you're writing this in the final exam, do the diagram and then solve. Here north is up, east is right, south is down, and west is left. And let's read this. Jayla walks 5 blocks north. 5 blocks north. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whatever is this distance would be 5. And then 8 blocks east. So over here, imagine this is 8. So you can take this as x and this as y. It's fine. So this over here, 8. So 8 comma 5 would be the coordinates, but that's not required. Now, what else? Get to the library. Okay, now this one and this one. Let me write it clear. Okay, no, let me just change the colors. So let me just remove all the unnecessary things. Okay, uh, let me draw it in blue. This is 5 and this one was 8. Okay, this is 5. Now, if Jayla could walk in a straight line to the library instead, how far would it be? So it's just that if this would be the straight distance, straight, the Pythagoras theorem comes over here. What is this x? You can find that by finding the square root of the x-axis and the y-axis. Sorry, x and y, or the other two sides. Because since this is a 90 degrees, this will be a hypotenuse. Whenever you get a direction problems, north, south, east, west and stuff, it'll be root of 5 square plus 8 square. Just put it in the calculator. You need to write this, and then 5 squared is 25 plus 64. Sorry, 8 squared is 64. You will get square root of 89. Okay, square root 89 is the answer. But is this over? Yes, this is the shortest distance. But they have told one important thing. Each block over here, each block is 5 into root 10. So this is the dimensions, but each block, that 5, the unit is this. So all you need to do is multiply this by 5 root 10. Multiply 10 into 89, it will be 890. So this will be multiply 89 into 5 root 10, and that is your final answer. But you need to write in steps. That's the only thing. A simple diagram and writing this would give you full marks. So this is how you would solve this problem. And that is basically the last problem. That's it for the end of term 3 final exam, all the Heikel topics. There are 2 more topics which can be anything. That's the bonus topics, anything from um, the term 3 objectives. You can go to the playlist and check some of the videos which I've done for all the lessons. If you have time, please go through them, because you can just recall and revise. It's helpful for the bonus, but other than that, the 23 topics, similar topics will come. It may not be the same, the values may change. So all the best. I'm sure you all will do well. I hope that everyone gets great marks. Whatever marks, how much effort you put, your marks will be equivalent to that. Please go through this and do share this channel, this videos to your friends who can benefit from it. And please do subscribe to my channel as well. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys, and all the best for your exams.